Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018. It's Career Mode episode number 43. We're on to a 5-stage race, the Circuit Ciclista Sartha. Not one that I believe I've ever been to before. Doesn't sound familiar. We've got 2 regular sprint stages, and then a prologue stage, and then 2 hill stages that are still, for the most part, suitable for sprinters. They're certainly undulating, but they're not that bad. So we're going to jump straight towards the end of stage number 1, and we'll see how we're doing towards the end of it. 5 riders in the breakaway. They are splitting apart, desperately trying to hang on and squeeze out a few more kilometers at the front of the group. You can see the pace is hot enough that there's definitely been some damage done to the field. But we are all set and ready to go with 16K. We're going to form up. Now, my hopes for the overall race, probably between Conchi, Osorio, and Veldeman. But for right now, we've got our sprint team of Bull and Van Ginniken. That means I need to get these guys in front of them. Get Conchi there. I'm going to get Osorio to just kind of grab onto the back end just to conserve him. That'll give us Van Hemlen and Simpson, and it's already down to 12K, so we need to attack here. Come on, guys. Too far back. Oi! Attack things hard here with 7K to go. Van Hemlen now.
There are some legs that just can't take the speed
Started way too late for this, but that is okay. Conchi push now. Van Hemlen. Just go to auto.
There goes the sprint. The strong men are giving their all.
Oops. Well, that's not what I wanted. Veldeman's up there. Where did... Wow, those guys really took off, didn't they? Oh, there's some real sprinters here. I had no idea that they were even here. Cavendish, McClay are both here. So Vandenberg takes the win. Veldeman was only 12th, and Van Ginniken was 13th, and Bull was 14th. Now, that was not my best sprint by any means. Normally I would pause when I'm setting that up, and I let it run while I was setting it up, and that was a big mistake because I ended up with a train much too long and a distance much too short to make use of.
Just in case you missed them, here are the race highlights.
I also didn't anticipate that there were quality sprinters here. That's what happens when you're in a bit of a rush. Could be in a bit of a rush because there's an NBA game for my hometown team coming on in the not so distant future from right now, and I want to be done recording before it comes on, especially after the longest game in NBA playoff history, or at least tied for that. Only one other time, 1953. Did they ever do anything like that with Red Auerbach coaching? Bob Cousy playing. I mean, jeez. Here my dad was born. All right, stage 2, much shorter, 93 kilometers. So this is going to be an attack almost from the get-go. It does undulate a little bit towards the end, but I will be forming much sooner this time, and we'll come back with about 25k to go, and maybe I'll be formed up at that point as well. 22 kilometers to go. Assignments handed out. Train starting to form up. Let's maybe get to the right side here. Stay. Come on, Simpson. There you
There's
go.
nobody out in front, so with less than 20 kilometers to go, it's beginning to look as though it's going to end in a mass sprint. Well, we can see that the pack is increasing the pace. It's going to be difficult to break away now.
One thing I picked up on was the breakaway group last stage actually survived. That's why the few riders at the top were no names, and then a bunch of big name sprinters were just behind them. I was so absorbed in how suddenly everyone kind of went past me and how off my timing was. I was distracted. Alright, 15 kilometers. Get Van Hemelen ready here. We're actually still now just kind of getting towards the front of the group here, so not the best job by Simpson on that one. But we are competing with Philippe Gilbert right now for getting a little clearance in preparation for the sprint. Now 12k to go.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to.
So
start
that's a
breaking
tricky
up.
finish. But if we aren't taking a right and aren't looping around, it'll be a little easier. 10k. Nope, we are turning right again.
10 kilometers to the finish line.
Simpson, Van Hemelen done. Osorio now. I don't want to use up all of his energy, as I do want Osorio to grab on. Ooh, Conchi. Conchi, what's going on here?
The pace seems much too high for many riders.
Just 46 riders left in the peloton, so actually there is a good amount of damage being done here today. And Veldeman's going to have to take over. Osorio, you're going to just kind of grab on to the back of... Boy, you're going to follow a little bit easier than Conchi is. 4k to go. Start pushing a lot harder here. 3k. Their gel's ready. Here comes Quick Step. Gilbert coming back. 1.7. Van Ginneken. You're going to go. Bring Bull. Oh, Bull not coming too well on his back end. Van Ginneken's got a nice push around this double turn. He'll be up there or thereabouts. Second place it looks like. Quick Step is going to take the win with their sprinter, Machete. Van Ginneken takes second. Bull takes fourth, and Veldeman takes sixth, above Mark Cavendish, who never even really got into the picture. The technical final couple turns really helped keep things in line. Van Hemelen even squeezes into 20th, but Van Ginneken's going to pick up 6 seconds there, so that's nice for him. And we'll see if they actually count those splits, because the gap was not huge to the second pack. Suppose we could check the results on that before we get into stage 3. Stage 3 is a prologue, just 6 kilometers.
Here are the key moments of the race.
Even if it happens to be in the middle. Oh, Osorio was 8th too. I didn't even notice that. Nicely done. Okay, so Van Ginneken now up to 2nd. It looks like a couple of those guys who had been in the breakaway stage 1 and won are out of it. There you go. There was a split after the top 40. Yeah, there you go. Vandenberg. Teams for the Dauphiné, not us. Okay, stage 3, prologue. Get through the first bit of that, and then we'll join in for the final group of riders. Half my riders done with this very, very short stage here. And I still cannot find the happy zone. For one, it's such a short stage, but two, there actually is some undulation to this, so it's really hard to find a balance that works for such a short stage. And again, I'm half a minute down on everyone, including Conchi, who should have been my fastest. Van Hemlen wasn't much worse, even though he was down considerably on time. I think a 79 might be about where it's at now. And I have a whole group going at once. You can see I have a slight deficit, but this last little uphill puts you a little further down. But then it's a downhill ride towards the finish line. There we go. 18 seconds. That's a little better. '17th, 17 seconds down. Fastest I've been able to pull so far. Now our last guy, Van Ginniken, out there, sitting in second overall, so the time is set at 8:49. There's going to be very little change in the standings other than these last few riders maybe squeezing in somewhere up or down. And Van Ginniken's probably not going to be any faster than those I've had going. .23 seconds down. So, no good gains or losses, and actually, I think kind of everyone down at the edge of the top 20 is going to hurt me a little bit. So Veldeman now in 8th place overall. Van Ginniken slips to 9th. Osorio in 11th. So I still have 3 guys within 1 second of each other in some sort of contention, along with Seaspol and Conchi, all in the top 20. So I've got that going for me. But and as a team, we're 3rd. So it looks better than it felt. I got the whole team within a pretty small chunk of time. But none of them are strong time trialers or prologuers. And that hurt. Now these last 2 stages are hilly stages, but they're stages where I've got a pretty strong feeling that they'll still, at least one of them, if not both, will still end up with a sprint finish. This one less so than stage 5. This one very well could come down to those punchy climbers. And Osorio is up there near the top of that favorites list. I like that. Especially as he sits 1 second out of the top 10. Podium for him. regardless of time gaps, will move him up into the top 5 or so. But clearly the action happens in the last half and especially the last third of this race, so that's where we'll come in at. Steepest climb of the day, matching the finish climb, as we'll be looping around. You can see we're at that 1/3 to 1/4 point in this stage. It's not that bad of a climb, but it's certainly a climb, and sprinters are going to struggle. And we're going to hit this climb 4 times. So 4 times we hit this climb. And it definitely did some damage. Simpson, most of his damage was because he went and got water. Couldn't get through the pack, so timing-wise it didn't work out the way I hoped, and he burnt a ton of energy trying to distribute the water. And it looks like he's about to get dropped, so his duty is protecting Osorio. So Bull, even though he's a sprinter, he's going to be on that duty. It's looking more and more likely that my sprinters are not going to make it to the end of this one, especially the pace that we've been under. Breakaway group had 7 riders. It is now at 6. Here is the would-be 5 kilometers to go, and it looks like we're going to be climbing most of those 5 kilometers. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, little flat section right here on the edge of town. And then once we exit town, before we even make this turn, we're already starting to go uphill. 2, 3, 4. So gradually getting steeper and steeper. 4.5%, holding here for a while. So it's not that bad of a climb, but it's bad enough. It is bad enough. Let's go ahead and set Simpson to auto. His day is going to be done. 6 riders here at the front. 4 times over this climb. This is attempt number 2. There's 1K to go. We're at 2%, 3%, now 4, 5, 6. It really ramps up right here. 7, and then levels off with just 250 meters to go or so. That's your real attack sprint point. Don't really want to sprint before that. Peloton already shrinking down to 72 riders. Simpson, one of the many out the back. Conchi. Whew, Conchi should be so much better than this, but he's on that -1 race day condition, and yes, he is shielding Veldeman, mainly because of that minus race day condition and the struggles that he's had. He's only in 19th place. Veldeman is in 8th. Otherwise, it probably would have been Veldeman protecting Conchi. If Conchi was level and in 8th, you know, basically the other way around, I would have reversed that for sure. Conchi a little bit off. Osorio, definitely my hopes for this race. Only in 11th place, but again, just 1 second behind his teammates here. And with the lovely +4 race day condition as he's on a fitness peak. Only 93%, but that fitness peak really paying off. He's got a real chance today. We're halfway through this set of climbs. After this one, you know what? Actually, I think I'm miscounting here. Isn't it 5? It is 5. It is 5. That's not a 4-time climb. Boy, who taught me how to count? Other than the count. You know that guy. Of course you know that guy. Bull's in trouble. He's going to start dropping off, and that's going to leave Osorio and Van Ginniken. Yes, Van Ginniken. Take over, please. Take over. Take over. Thank you. And Hemlin, just try to hang on. Veldeman was the other one. Van Hemlin, go ahead and protect Veldeman. My final 4. Bull's hanging on at the back of the group. Peloton's down to 50 riders. Conchi a minute back. Let's see how far is that. It's not a big gap. Can be caught, but with this almost constant climbing short down hills, That doesn't give them much time to both recover and gain. So we'll kind of ride with Bull here as you can see the peloton a bit better from back here. Breakaway group of 4. Their lead is down to 30 seconds. They'll probably get caught this time, I would imagine. Bull hanging out near the back of the group now. Just 35. And I have a feeling a few more are going to drop out here any moment. Bull amongst them. Van Hemlen probably won't make it to the top of this climb. Van Kinnikin might, but probably not. That'll be down to 2 for the final climb. And if this group is down to, say, 10 or 15, then we'll be in really good shape for potential top finish. Bull's still hanging on. Van Hemlen's still hanging on. The breakaway group's still hanging on. Thought they were about to be reeled in, and they've still got nearly 30 seconds. Bull's hanging on too. Nobody's attacking. Here they come though. Yeah, we only pulled back 7 seconds on those leaders. Peloton actually ended up getting larger instead of smaller. Bull's still there. 1 climb left to go, and now I actually am looking at a different scenario, aren't I? Sprint train, but not sprinters. These guys are done. Osorio's going to the back. He's going to follow Veldeman. Veldeman's going to follow... I think Van Hemlen's the best climber. No, he's not. Van Kinnikin. I wonder if Van Kinnikin's hanging in there. Oh, you got to get up to the front quick. I don't want these guys dropping back far. Eight kilometers to go. We're hitting the top of this little peak. Van Hemlen and Bull are done. But can I set them to 99s till the bottom of the hill and then use Van Hemlen for an instant? 6K to go. There we go. Bull's done. Van Hemlen's going to attack now. And Ginnikin's going to attack now. And then Veldeman's not going to go 99s, but he is going to attack. 3K. Set those guys to auto. 2K. Veldeman working hard. Osorio staying fresh. 1.5K. Let's go, let's go. Veldeman 94. And Osorio.
There we go. The sprint is on. The riders are setting themselves up.
Osorio, come on, come on, come on. And attack. Attack, attack, attack. We're going to take second. Second. Andre Amador for the win. Alejandro Osorio takes second. That's good, though. That's good. He's going to pick up 6 seconds for that. Veldeman stays in the group in 9th, so he's going to pick up a nice little time bonus. And you can see big splits here after that. Anyone? Sprint? Okay, now we're looking really good for a top 5. maybe a top 3 in this race overall with that second place from Osorio. I mean, the 6-second bonus is going to be one thing. Plus the splits here. It's hard to tell where the first split is. Maybe those two guys are off the back. I think that first group of, I don't know, 8 riders, 10 riders. 10. And then, yeah, group of 2. Cavagna was one of those guys who benefited from the breakaway group that first time. But Osorio and Veldeman both here. So how do the overall standings look? 2 guys into the top 5. Andre Amador leading this race. Anthony Turgis in 2nd. But Osorio and Veldeman 3rd and 4th now. Van Ginneken hanging on in 16th. Ooh, look at that, under 25s. 4 riders in the top 7. And we lead the team competition now. I like it. 1 stage to go. This one is more likely to be a bunch sprint at the end. Which is okay. I mean, that suits the concept of taking 3rd and 4th in this race overall. So hanging on to a top 5, you can see a lot of short, punchy climbs over and over again with plenty of flat plateaus in between those climbs. Wow, okay. In game, 37 years old for Philippe Gilbert. No wonder he's down to a 74. Final stage, 166 kilometers. Osorio looking pretty good to hang on to that top 3. I think Veldeman should be in decent shape as well. The action really picks up about halfway, so I think we'll join back in at about halfway. We're out on board at ×2 speed. Very steep, but very short climbs in this one. And they're definitely the type that can do some damage. 67 kilometers, I mean, there's plenty of distance still to go in this. But they are very short, very steep, and skinny roads. It's not the same climb over and over again. That other one was a little bit wider. This one's a little bit wider right here. But there's definitely some skinny sections where not a lot of riders can get through, and that can lead right here, right through this area. Look how skinny this is through here. I mean, this isn't even a 2-lane road.
Several riders are literally disintegrating due to the rhythm imposed by the pack.
So peloton's shrinking.
Anyone who is gunning for victory has got to make a move fairly soon.
Some are hanging on for now, but they're struggling already.
Whoa, there's an attack from inside the breakaway group.
I've got to send Simpson to get water one last time, and I could do it here before this climb. It's a short climb. It's going to push him right to the back. This wider one.
There's a faller in the pack. A rider is flat on the road.
Speed this up for a bit. Come on, where's... this pack is so disjointed. There we go. Simpson has water. Downhill. This uphill's going to hurt. I'm going to try to keep him in the middle of this pack so he's not attacking it too hard. There we go. Now he can attack. See just how much damage that did to him just to get water. So this would be the kind of stage where you don't want to get disconnected. You want to be near the front. And speaking of, this is absolutely sprint train style, where we push to stay at the front and then attack the climbs a little bit and burn out riders one at a time, but I think we can really do some damage to the field and maybe open up some
I'm
gaps.
going to be making too many friends today.
That's happened before, but 65 riders now at the front, 50 riders at the front, another group falling off. That group might regain
Some
contact
team
here,
managers
but
mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
35K. See, Simpson is the farthest back right now. Everybody else is up here above that point.
Opportunity to attack.
Go ×2 for a little bit. 35 riders. There's still 7 riders off the front, but their lead is down to a minute and a half. And I think with what I'm expecting to do, I think we'll end up catching up to them pretty quick. And with what's already becoming a quite small peloton and is going to get hopefully smaller.
Some riders were not giving it their all and sharing the pace. It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Simpson, Bull are nearly done. So it's not quite time to go yet because I'm not going to have those two at my disposal. Uh-oh. That breakaway group's out to 7. They're out to 2.5 minutes. Things have just opened up, so it is time to go. I'd love to get a stage win here. Alright, so I'm going to get Osorio following Van Ginniken. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go the other way around. Van Ginniken's the sprinter. I'm going to get him to follow Osorio, just in case we actually do set up a sprint. And then we'll follow Veldeman. We'll follow Conchi and Van Hemlen. Bull's got just a little bit of energy left, so we might as well. And is Simpson? Yeah, Simpson's still right at the front. So Simpson's going to go first. I'm going to have Simpson go on this upcoming downhill is where we'll begin the attack. I'll go ahead and use his gel right now. And it's just after this corner. Yeah, there we go. We'll get a little acceleration. Get Bull ready. And we'll go, I don't know, 93. So Simpson just kind of getting us up to speed there. Bull's not going to last through this climb. That's expected at this point. But this is where I'm going to really start doing that damage. How many of those climbs are there left? 2 of the steep ones, 2 of the gradual ones, and that's it. And we've got a breakaway group now of just 11 riders. 11 riders is all there is at the front. Quick Step. Let's see, Quick Step. Yeah, they're leaders. These are the guys in the top of the standings. Ooh, there is one more above Van Ginniken. Oh no, that's Osorio. Oh, Osorio. Okay, he's in the blue jersey. So there's only a handful of riders with us. And we've opened up a nice gap here. Now the thing will be is if we can keep it, if we can maintain it and not get that group behind us catching back up.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Here comes another climb. Bull's going off the back.
We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
He was caught pretty quickly. This is not... Oh, gotta go. Come on, Conchi. Alright, here's the steep one. We've got 2 to go plus the 1 gradual, and that is it. Go 91 up here. We're within a minute. Feldman pushing. There was contact made for a moment, but they aren't able to hang on. Now the tricky part here will be that I'm going to want these guys still in some sort of contention. So if we can catch this group in front of us... Oh, Conchi. No. Oh, poor Conchi. I don't want Veldeman to use up everything he's got. Here's that last steep one. And we're just about hitting the back of that breakaway group, but not quite. They're splitting up.
5 kilometers to the finish line.
Hold on. Van Kinnikin, sprint. Do I want it? Oh, we've got a minute. Okay. But it's the 29 seconds in front. Let's see if somebody else takes over and we can recover a little bit and then do our thing. There we go. Okay. Veldeman recovers. And we're going to attack again. Osorio, Van Ginniken. I don't want Osorio to get left behind. Okay, come on, Veldeman. Come on, come on, come on. Osorio sprinting, and Van Ginniken.
The strong men are giving their all.
Van Ginniken's coming through. Van Ginniken, nope, nope, nope. Oh, we are so close. Perez, Anthony Perez takes the win. Van Ginniken second, Amador third, Osorio fourth. But huge time gaps there. 17 riders in the front. 6 of those are that breakaway group. These guys ended up with more energy left than I expected. I could have attacked them sooner, but they had that little bit of a pack. I was trying to... didn't quite line that one up how I wanted. Still a good result. Really good result. There wasn't a lot left in the tank for a pure sprint there from Van Ginniken, and we kind of had to get up over the top before he could really attack. And by that point, you're looking at a short distance. Feldman, the last of that group, because he used up all of his energy. But, I mean, look at that. We've got, like, Mark Cavendish all the way down in 11th. So, 5-stage race. A few bigger names in the sport. The Max Missile, for one. And no stage wins on this one, but a very solid performance. A number of stage podiums, and we should have the podium overall. Ooh, no! Perez stole the podium away from us. Oh. Ouch. So Amador hangs on to win. Turgis hangs on for second. Anthony Perez, with his 10-second time bonus, goes from 5th to 3rd, and we end up in 4th and 5th. 1 second off. Van Ginniken moves up into 9th from 16th, so that was a really good result from him. You can see just 8 riders left here. There was only 10 in that final group, other than the 7 breakaway guys. Van Ginniken, one of those. You can clearly see these 8. And then Van Ginniken and Machete actually was the other one. So here's that time gaps beginning behind us. Matty Breschel was behind us there. So another name. We have another De Gent. And that's a real picture. So maybe this is the little brother, the much younger brother or cousin to Thomas. Sprint tied for second, but not first means nothing, right? We already learned that one. De Gent actually ended up winning the Mountain Climbers jersey. We do get the under 25s for Osorio with Feldman in second. We do get the overall for the team. So, you know, not a bad result. Definitely not a bad result. Pretty dang good result. And we are just 1 day away from the classic to rule all classics, at least in my book. Paris-Roubaix coming up all 258.8 kilometers, and all of those nasty, nasty cobbles. And of course, this is an epic World Tour race, and I don't have the strongest of cobble riders at this point. I do have Veldeman back. He's a 75 on cobbles. We've got Van Hemelen in his 72. So definitely our hopes will go into protecting them for as long as we can. Dumoulin leading the World Tour right now. Marini is 4th in the Continental. Osorio, Conchi both in the top 20. And for the team, it's Sunweb on top by a tiny margin over Quick-Step. It's quite close this year. We are still leading the Continental rankings, and now more than 200 points ahead. I like that. Super Prestige, 17th, just shy of 1,000 with 985. So in terms of the Gaming Decathlon, that's 98. Just divide by 10. 98 points at this point in the season, and it's just the 7th of April. So we've got a lot of racing to do. We are roughly a third of the way through the season, and I'm right about where I was one season ago. I think I came up just short of 100, so if that was the case, I'm right about level with the record score. I can't remember off the top of my head, but from last season. So this promotion to Continental Pro and some successes in World Tour races, some harder Continental races is definitely paying off. In terms of victories, I'm not getting as many this year. In fact, I've only had 2. Only 2 victories, but I'm consistently getting in and around the top 5, top 10 against World Tour teams. So that's going to do it for this episode of Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.